Hi, parents, moms and dads, grandma and grandpas, brothers, sisters, neighbors, sitters. This is just a little bit of an encouragement. Um, my name is Sherry Nelson, and I homeschooled for over 20 years, homeschooled a special needs um, girl for about 2 years. And I just wanted to share a few things that might be helpful in managing kind of in a new environment. Um, Most of us who homeschool, um, it takes years to get used to a rhythm of preparing and just helping our kids. I had 4 kids that I homeschooled at the same time for years and at different levels, obviously. And so there's a couple of things that I learned. Obviously, I was not an expert, but there are a few things I learned that were helpful along the way. And I just want to share those things with you. The first thing is just remember grace upon grace. It takes grace every day to do this. You, in your own mind, have your own agenda. You have your own things you've got to get done, your own list of concerns, and yet you need to assist your kids at whatever level they are with their schoolwork. So be gracious to yourself and be gracious to them, obviously. And just know it's a process and it takes some getting used to. I would say first and foremost, scheduling is important. Have a regular schedule. Work on your own schedule that works for you and your kids. If you want to start at 9, then do so. If you want to start with snuggle times in the morning before you get started, I recommend that. I recommend reading out loud. Read their history book out loud. It's really helpful to them and to you when you sit down to do the assignments. If you're reading it as a family, it goes a lot smoother for both of you because you have some idea of what's happening, and it can be very exciting. So I do recommend that. Read science out loud, read history out loud, obviously read English out loud as much as you can. It's a great thing to do together with the whole family, with the younger kids too. They're learning alongside, say, the one that has the assignment. I do recommend that you do try to have a regular schedule though, and I do recommend that you get up before your kids. You're going to need that time before they start and before they awake to spend time with the Lord, spend time in praise, spend time with a hot cup of coffee, and just in the quiet solitude. It will bring a lot of self-care to you and make the day go a lot smoother. So it really does help. If you get up at the same time they do, it's just chaos from that moment until you hit the bed that night. So do recommend that. Also do recommend a bedtime schedule. It's really easy in this environment just to let the bedtime schedule go after a week. You know, it's no problem, but then it will also bring some self-care to you as well. So I do recommend a regular bedtime for all your kids, and it obviously can be different times, but just to have also some downtime for yourself because you'll need to rejuvenate in order to hit the day the next day. The other thing I learned along the way is dealing with my own frustrations. Usually it was because I had my own things to do and I couldn't help my student. So this is, I would just recommend that if you or your child are frustrated, please don't keep going. Take a break. Nothing is learned while that is happening. Nothing. It's a waste of time. You can be frustrated for an hour and it's a complete waste of an hour. Or you can take a 5, 10, 15-minute break, come back and conquer it sooner. In a shorter amount of time. So if anybody's frustrated, you or your students, take a break from the school. With that note, it is not typical that students can work independently until almost high school. I know that sounds crazy because you would think, okay, well, a middle school student can do that, but not all middle school students can work independently. They may need you to sit at the table with them. You can work on your taxes, whatever you need to do, but your presence will help them get it done. If you've already discovered when you walk away, they stop working, even if they're at the kitchen table. So it's really important that you're present the whole time. That means that the kitchen's not getting clean, the lunch is not getting made, the laundry's not getting done. Those things are not getting done. Please let those things go. If you need to stop, you need to fold laundry. If you need to cook, make a meal, then have them stop as well. I guarantee you will save both of you a lot of frustration. Best advice I can give, be present with them, sit with them. If they're on the floor, sit on the floor. If they're at a desk, sit at a desk. And that brings me to another point. Let them do school wherever they're comfortable. If they're comfortable under a tent, then do so. Make it fun for them. There are some kids with different sensory issues, and the noise, the echoes will make it very difficult for them to learn. So a tent in the living room is a great way to do school for that student that needs that enclosed space. It makes a huge difference. So be aware of that, the noise level, the light levels. Some need music. You'll hear them, especially teenagers, they'll say, well, I need the background music. Background music can be really helpful as long as it's not a distraction to the actual thinking process, reading. So a lot of lyrics are not very helpful. Maybe they can play their favorite songs instrumental. It works a lot better. The idea is to keep the stress and pressure down. So let them be flexible, you be flexible as to how they do this. I know one of the biggest mistakes that homeschoolers make when they start is thinking you got to work at a table or a desk or something like that. Now, some students need that. I am that kind of person. I don't operate without that because then I get distracted. So, but not all students are that way. And I had several that would just spread out all over the house and did school wherever it was best for them. Movement. It's important that we all move. We've got to stop. That's the best frustration breaker, is to go take a walk. We've got to get out. I know it's raining sometimes, but just getting out, playing outside, running around the house, playing tag, play tag crawling on the floor if you can. You've got to move. We all do. I think that's going to be the biggest thing that we all have to deal with, especially adults as well, is sitting all day when we're working. So we've got to move, we've got to plan it. And like I said, to break frustration levels, definitely stop and get up, do some jumping jacks, do something, make it fun for your kids, play train, find things to do to get everybody moving again. Also ask for help. I know with frustration, don't let it go too long. If you cannot figure out the assignment, you want to communicate with your teachers. They're all willing to help. They're all trying to figure this out. So be patient with them. If they're not used to online or home education in this way, then they're learning and they're excited about their learning. I know I am excited about the new technology and learning that as well to help students in this time. So please ask for help. Please, please, please. There's going to be a lot of free tutoring offering. I'm offering myself for math tutoring online, and there's going to be a lot of people doing that where you can send in papers and get them edited. And so pay attention to that, ask for that, look for that, put on neighborhood websites who can help with tutoring or writing help, things like that. So please ask for help. That's really important. Don't think that you're in this alone, obviously, but reach out. There's lots of people that can help you through this. And my last thing before I share a verse with you is work and school. Okay, so a lot of you are also working from home. I can tell you it doesn't work on the most part. You will probably have already sensed a frustration level when you say, go do that worksheet, and they don't. And go do that worksheet, and they don't. And go read that book, and they don't. You have to be present. So plan your time. I would say just like you do normally, you're going to have work time and you're going to have school time. School will take a lot less because you don't have movement between classes. You don't have a lot of other things happening. So you have the time to split your time between working and helping your kids. But I would say plan that. Find out when they are most going to be needed on the computer and different things like that, and set aside that time for them, or when maybe they work best, and then set them free in the afternoon to do whatever. I wouldn't, maybe the older ones by high school, they should be able to continue to work, plus it's going to take them a lot longer. So set aside that time to work and then have them do school, because you will need to be present with them. It will lower a lot of your frustration level with trying to figure out why is it that your kid just won't do what you're asking them to do. That is normal. So I will share definitely that is a normal behavior. And then sometimes, like for housework, I forgot to bring that up. So housework, it was very difficult for me. That was a struggle. You have to give it up. The house is not going to be clean. It's going to be chaotic when your husband gets home or your wife gets home or whoever's working out and they come home. It's going to be chaotic. You are now living in your house 24/7. It's going to be a mess. Things are going to be out on the counter. You're living. This was really difficult for me. I learned that I picked one day where we didn't do school, and that's when we ran errands, but you know what you can do. We planned meals, we had appointments, we cleaned house, we did laundry, and I kept that only on Fridays. You'll have to figure out how you do that, but I can guarantee you, I always tell my husband, we either had school or we did housework. They never happened in the same day, and I highly recommend that you kind of catch that, one or the other. It is so difficult. And then if you add working from home and school get done, not housework. So you're going to have to adjust. Everybody has to kick in. If kids aren't used to doing all the chores with you, divvy up the plan, divvy up the chores. You can't do it all. You may have in the past because they were doing school and things, but you can't do it all. It's an impossible task. So some you gotta let go, some you have to just say, all right, we're gonna go through and pick everything up, or we're all gonna sweep a floor, or we're all gonna wipe down a cabinet, or things like that. So you will burn yourself out if you try to do it all by yourself. So everybody needs to kick in for those things and make it fun. I always try to make it fun. It's not always fun, but I tried. Okay, and then I want to share with you just a little bit of encouragement. Hang on just a second, and if I can make this work. Nope, it's not going to work. So I'll read it from my phone, share a verse with you. It says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present, meaning he's always present, help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth should change and the mountains slip into the sea, in the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains quake at its swelling pride. We will not fear. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy dwelling places of the Most High. God is in the midst of her, and she will not be moved. God will help her when morning dawns. The nations made an uproar. The kingdoms tottered. He raised his voice. The earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our strength. It goes on to say, cease striving and know that I am God. Cease striving. I think that's so important. You are exhausted from working so hard. Cease striving. And just set it aside, relax, see what needs to be let go of, what needs to change. We're all having to do that, and we can be here for each other. God bless you.